can you feel the exasperation, the collective sigh of "here we go again" echoing through the hockey world? Because for the Montreal Canadiens, a team on the cusp of something truly special, a familiar, unsettling question is already looming large over one of their most enigmatic talents, Patrick Laine. Is the experiment already over? Or is this just the latest chapter in a saga of unfulfilled potential and trade whispers that refuse to die down? The Montreal Canadiens are undeniably one of the most exciting teams on the rise in all of hockey. What began as a brief, focused 3-year rebuild has rapidly transformed the storied franchise. General manager Kent Hughes, with a keen eye for talent and a fearless approach to the market, has meticulously accumulated a treasure trove of draft picks, many of whom are now blossoming into young stars on the active roster. Last season, this burgeoning core took a significant step forward, returning to the playoffs and igniting a renewed sense of hope and excitement throughout the fan base. Hughes, never one to rest on his laurels, has been aggressively adding complementary pieces around this vibrant core, always seeking to accelerate their path to contention. One of his most intriguing and certainly most talked about acquisitions came last summer when he brought in the disgruntled, yet undeniably talented, Patrick Laine from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Laine's arrival in Montreal was met with a mix of anticipation and trepidation. Here was a player with an absolutely lethal shot, a pure goal scorer capable of changing the complexion of a game in an instant. Yet his career, much like his tenure in Montreal thus far, has been a roller coaster of dazzling highs and perplexing lows. He's a player who has consistently struggled to find a consistent home and a perfect fit, no matter where he's laced up his skates. And it's precisely this inconsistency that has fueled the latest and perhaps most significant trade speculation. Caleb Kearney of Heavy Sports is now pitching a bold trade proposal that would see the Canadiens move on from the Finnish winger, sending him back to the Blue Jackets in a 1-for-1 swap for young forward Yegor Chinakhov. Kearney's proposed deal is straightforward. The Canadiens would receive Yegor Chinakhov, while the Blue Jackets would welcome Patrick Laine back into their fold. This trade proposal would be a big deal for both teams, Kearney asserted, outlining the rationale. The Canadiens add a young winger who plays sound defensively, while the Blue Jackets can offer Laine a fresh start to facilitate a bounce-back season. Let's break down the players involved. For Montreal, Chinakhov, at 24 years old, stands at 6'1" and weighs 203 pounds. He was the Blue Jackets' 21st overall pick in the 2020 draft and recorded a respectable 15 points in 30 games last year, showcasing a blend of skill and responsible play. In return, Columbus would reacquire Laine, a 6'4", 208-pound forward who was originally selected second overall by the Winnipeg Jets in 2016. The 27-year-old recorded 33 points in an injury-shortened 52-game season last year, a testament to his offensive capabilities even when hampered. The timing of this trade pitch couldn't be more poignant, especially considering Laine's recent performance. The Finnish sniper just began the fourth and final season of the 4-year, $34.8 million contract extension he originally signed with the Blue Jackets back in 2022. That's a significant cap hit, a substantial investment in a player who, frankly, has yet to consistently deliver on his immense potential. And if his season-opening performance in Toronto is any indication, his role in Montreal might be shrinking rather than expanding. With a wealth of depth up and down the lineup, Canadiens head coach Martin St. Louis faces difficult decisions when constructing his forward groups. On Wednesday night, in their season-opening loss to the Maple Leafs, Patrick Laine found himself starting on the fourth line, playing very limited minutes. This resulted in the second lowest total ice time of any Canadiens forward, a stark indicator of his diminished standing. Even in that limited time, things didn't go well for Laine. He registered a -2 rating, took a frustrating first-period hooking penalty, and was held to just one shot on goal. It was a performance that only amplified the questions surrounding his fit and future in Montreal. From a strategic standpoint, this trade makes a compelling case for both sides. For the Canadiens, acquiring Yegor Chinakhov isn't just about adding another young forward, it's about acquiring a player who, as Kearney noted, plays sound defensively. In Martin St. Louis' system, a strong two-way game is paramount. Chinnikov brings that responsible play, a work ethic, and a developing offensive touch that could slot seamlessly into Montreal's middle six forward group, providing depth and reliability. Furthermore, moving Laine's substantial $8.7 million cap hit for this season would provide Kent Hughes with significant financial flexibility, allowing him to potentially pursue other targets, extend key young players, or simply maintain cap space for future moves. It's a move that prioritizes system fit and financial prudence over the tantalizing, yet often elusive offensive upside of Laine. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, taking Laine back might seem counterintuitive, but it's framed as an opportunity for a fresh start. Sometimes a change of scenery, even a return to a familiar one, can reignite a player's passion and performance. Laine knows the organization, he knows the city, and perhaps a return to a place where he's had success could be the catalyst for a bounce-back season. Columbus is still in a rebuilding phase themselves, and if Laine can rediscover his elite, goal-scoring touch, even for a single season, he could either become a valuable asset for them or be flipped at the trade deadline for future draft capital. It's a calculated risk, betting on the raw talent that made him the second overall pick, and hoping that a less intense spotlight might allow him to thrive. The Patrick Laine enigma is a fascinating one. He possesses all the physical tools and the pure skill to be an elite scorer in the NHL, yet he has consistently struggled to find a consistent rhythm and a true home. Is it a matter of coaching, system fit, or perhaps a deeper psychological battle with the immense pressure that comes with being a high draft pick and a prolific scorer? His current contract situation only adds to this complexity. Being in the final year of a significant deal, every shift, every shot, every mistake is magnified. He's playing for his next contract, and a limited role on the fourth line, coupled with a poor opening night, is hardly the audition he needs. If he continues to be utilized in such a restricted capacity in Montreal, it's not just his trade value that will diminish, but his long-term prospects in the league could be impacted. The Canadiens under St. Louis are building a team identity around speed, skill, and relentless effort. If Laine cannot consistently adapt to that demanding style, then his future might indeed lie elsewhere, sooner rather than later. This proposed trade, therefore, isn't just a simple player swap, it's a strategic chess move that addresses immediate needs and long-term visions for both franchises. For Montreal, it's about solidifying their identity, gaining cap flexibility, and adding a player who fits their evolving system. For Columbus, it's a gamble on a high upside talent, hoping to unlock the potential that has, at times, seemed just out of reach. The hockey world will be watching closely to see if Kent Hughes decides to pull the trigger on what could be a defining move for the Canadiens' immediate future. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think the Canadiens should move on from Patrick Laine and bring in Yegor Chinnikov? Or do you believe Laine deserves more time to find his footing in Montreal? We want to hear your thoughts, your predictions, and your analysis in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this breakdown insightful, and subscribe to our channel for all the latest trade rumors, in-depth analysis, and breaking news from around the NHL. Your engagement helps us bring you more of the content you love.